I'm tired of being a pessimist. Every time I come on
No,
the show,
you're not.
I
No,
got to
you're
come on the
not.
show, and people
I
are
know
like,
you.
oh, RC, you're so negative. I'm not negative. I just like the truth, because that's what
You're
my
a
daddy always
realist.
told me. Every time my daddy told me a story, he's like, son, I'm about to tell you what God loved, because God loved the truth. I'm going to believe that Kellen Moore is telling the truth, because it doesn't necessarily mean that Dak Prescott is going to come out and be the dude we watched throw the ball around for the first few weeks of the season last year. I think Kellen Moore has an understanding of how they need to play football with Dak. And whether it's the shoulder, whether it's the ankle, he hasn't gotten an opportunity to get the reps. He hasn't gotten the opportunities to actually have the reps in practice. So you have to slow play this. You have to understand that there are going to be two demons coming off the edge in week one, that they got two linebackers that can run side to side, and all their missions are every single play is kill everybody and let the paramedics sort them out. You know that on the back end of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, there's dog after dog after dog, and they're young and hungry. So Kellen Moore is going to understand that Ezekiel Elliott is important. He's going to understand that La'el Collins is healthy. Smith is now healthy. We don't have to make Dak Prescott do everything. And it's going to be huge on Dan Quinn and that defense to find some way just to stop somebody. I don't care if they're stopping Tom Brady, if they're stopping Tom Brady's oldest son, who is now a ball boy, if they're stopping the dude that tattooed Bruce Arians' Super Bowl tattoo. I don't care. Stop somebody who loves Tampa Bay in week one. And that's what you do to protect Dak Prescott. It doesn't necessarily have to be about a pitch count, but Kellen Moore has to know that he can do the things he needs to do with Dak Prescott to win games. And I believe that's where we've finally gotten. Will he be 100% healthy? Probably not. Is the ankle 100% healthy? Probably not. The shoulder? Probably not. But guess what? That's football, y'all. That's who we are. That's who they are. That's what you play through. So I'm going to buy this until they make me sell it. Now, if I watch week one and Kellen Moore isn't doing the things you always see with Dak Prescott, guess what I can tell him? I know it's September, but July. So for right now, though, we're going to rock with what Kellen Moore says. We're going to, for once, take somebody who has a star on their helmet for their word and say that Dak Prescott will take snaps week one and he'll be fine.
RC, you know how they say, hey, be strong where you're strong. Football, right? Football terms, right? Be strong where you're strong, right? Be strong where you're strong. Player leverage. You need to be strong where you're strong. Go back to being a pessimist, bro, because this dude, Kellen Moore, is lying.
Wow.
Sell. So that's the thing. Like, you can read words, but like Kmart just said, you can also, believe what you see. I saw the interview, and I saw when Kellen Moore was asked, hey, is Dak on a pitch count? He didn't answer the question. His words were, we're just playing ball at this point. Oh, we're not thinking of anything from a limitation standpoint. Is Dak on a pitch count? Pretty much, yes, he is. That's what he didn't say. You got to listen to what people don't say. You can't come back. Put it this way. On July 28th, Dak Prescott had an MRI. That's when this whole thing started. We heard, it's day-to-day, we don't have it. It's August 27th, and he just returned to practice. So I'm not believing anything that the Dallas Cowboys said. Number one. Number two, they don't have a reason to be honest with us. What reason do the Cowboys have to tell us how injured or not injured Dak Prescott is? Of course, Dak Prescott is, for lack of better terms, on a pitch count. Yeah, you may not have it 10 plays or 20 plays, but you're still going to ease him back in to regular season action. We're a little over 2 weeks away from the first game. You're not about to throw him out there to the wolves. Yeah, he might be a caged lion trying to roar. We got to keep that dude in his cage. Yo, what's up? Keeping him in, holler at me.
Sacho, you played football, bruh.
Oh, for 9 years.
There isn't load management at the quarterback position, right? We don't get to say, hey, he's only going to play 17 plays. You don't get to do that. Right, and when you're coaching football, if you're trying to win the football game, you can't say, you know what, right now we're not going to throw the ball. That's not how it works. If you in the heat and you in the fire, you might get burned. That's the way it happens. So if he's out there, if he goes out and he takes the first snap, he is not under a pitch count, Acho. You know this. Don't get up there with Kmart and start being like this. You are different, man. You come from a place.
Let me address him. Allow me to. I need the single shot so I can address my good brother RC.
Okay.
So check me out. I ain't gonna single shot. No. Okay, but check me out, RC. So what we also know, because we played the game 9 years, we played the game for a long time, is that there's a script. There's a script in practice. Because, mind you, we're not getting ready for a game right now. We're getting ready for a preseason game. You got 2 weeks, 15, 16 days. There's a script. And so in that script, you got 12 plays, maybe 16 plays. You divide it up, right? Dak has been not maybe getting 2, maybe 4, maybe not a lot. Dak's not about to get all 16 of the first team reps. He's not getting 12. He might get 8. He might get half right now because games aren't played until 2 weeks from now.
Practice?
So, yes, you ease him back. Yeah, we're talking about practice.
We talking about practice?
Not a game. Not the game that I love. We're talking about practice. So I have a question. Let me just ask you a question. So you're trying to save people, change it on TV. Why would the Cowboys let Dak Prescott go crazy with his arm and his throwing right now before the last preseason game when the regular season is what counts? Why would they do that? Why would they just let him be free and get out the cage? And no pitch count. Why? I
just want to put the church finger up. So what you're saying is the argument that you're making, because I'm in a little bitty closet, it gets weird in here. What you're saying is Dak Prescott won't be on a pitch count in the game, but he's on a pitch count at practice. That's what you're telling me?
Yes. What I'm telling you is this.
Who cares?
Listen,
Who cares?
What I'm telling you.
If you really good, you on a pitch count at practice. When I was really good at football, I was not running fast at practice. Why? Because Coach Tomlin knew that when you threw the ball over the middle in the game, I was going to try to split somebody in half. Troy Polamalu wore Velcro New Balance tennis shoes to practice. And when he wanted to get really fancy, he would cross the Velcro like this, and they would make an X. Everybody that's good is on a pitch count if they're banged up at practice. Don't nobody care about that, Acho. So now you watching interviews, you doing all this studying, and I know y'all super smart in the Acho family. Y'all probably got some type of some type of spiritual word decoder that when a guy say this, he lying or something like that. That junk don't matter. What matter to me is when they get in the game, is Dak Prescott playing and are they calling plays to win the football game? That's the only thing you can be lying about.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.